last few weeks, the world's changed. In our lifetime, we've experienced a lot of wars in the world. This one's different. Do you feel it? This one feels different. And it is different. Now, if you guys were ever around Bob Jones much, you almost certainly heard him talk about a revelation he had, but he said the honkers will honk before the eagles fly. And he always related honkers to being geese. And whenever I think of geese, I think of Canadian geese. I don't know about you, we have Canadian geese all over the place. And but when this happened with the Canadian truckers in Canada, what happened there, I got asked from many directions, many people, is that what Bob was talking about? Some of those trucks had pictures of Canadian geese on them. The Canadian truckers, along with our truckers, second only to the healthcare workers, were the biggest heroes during the pandemic. They kept food in our grocery stores. They kept going at major personal risk. They kept everything moving as much as they could. Of course, the whole supply chain crisis is mostly due now to a shortage of truckers. We don't have enough truckers to unload the stuff or to carry out the stuff that is brought into our ports right now. I'm just saying, but they were huge heroes, and then they were treated, to me, in one of the most disgraceful, despicable ways you could imagine by their own government. Now, many in their government were definitely not for that. They challenged the prime minister. I think they became heroes again by standing like they did. They stood much longer than anyone thought they could. And many of them stood to the end, and that you don't hear about. But I heard one report that there were over 100 that refused to leave. They came, they let their trucks be seized. They were thrown in jail. All their assets in financial banks and all were seized. They still didn't retreat. They stayed till the end. And they're in jail now. They knew this was going to happen. They knew they were going to lose everything, and they stayed anyway. Another thing, I don't think they lost. I don't think they lost. Just by standing as they did, they accomplished something major. Ukraine and Russia. I think already Ukraine has proven to be far stronger, more courageous than Putin or his leaders, his military leaders consider. Right now, the reports this morning, major military experts, I'm talking about former generals and all, are actually saying Ukraine could actually win this thing. All right. Now, a key to any military victory, every military victory, and most victories in our life, is you have to keep the initiative. You take the initiative and you keep the initiative. In military, every military knows this. That's the primary thing you've got to do if you're going to win. Because if you have the initiative, the enemy has to react to what you're doing instead of the other way around. And you're not going to win until you seize the initiative and you hold on to it. You keep it. Then you're dictating what goes on in the battle. Listen, we need to understand this as Christians. In the battles we go through, anybody here not going through any battle right now? You want to win the battles? Get the initiative, keep the initiative. For us, the initiative, follow the Lord. He promises He will always lead us into His triumph. We cannot lose if we will follow Him. Because one of the key factors in victory is surprise. Like I said, Russia was born out of Ukraine, not the other way around. In many ways, Ukraine is considered the heart of Russia, kind of like New England is to us. But these are two great nations, great people. I tell you, the Russian people are some of the best people you ever know. We used to have a lot of Russians in this congregation and a lot of Ukrainians. Do we have any left? Okay, great. Great. Used to have a lot. Now they left for a good reason. There's a new Russian-speaking, Ukrainian-speaking congregation that was raised up in Charlotte. I heard it's a great new church. I can understand them wanting to go somewhere where they could understand the preacher, or what's going on. But we had some of the best people in here from Ukraine and Russia. Still, they are both great people. The Canadians are great people. They are some of the nicest people in the world. They actually have manners. But the Russians are also great people. That is a great nation. It's supposed to have a great place in the world. This is really going to hurt their country. It's going to hurt the Russian people like it's hurting the Ukrainian people right now. But I think we're going to see the Russian people standing up too. My point is, watch the people. Right now, leaders are able to do things that bring great disrepute on their countries. I don't think what Putin is doing is the will of the Russian people, like I said. But you're going to see the people rising up. But Putin he looks like a tyrant and a murderer. I think he's proven that. When they started attacking civilians directly, when it looked like at first there was a lot of restraint, like they're trying not to do any more damage or hurt more people than they had to, all of a sudden that changed. When they started attacking civilians directly, I don't think they're going to recover their reputation from that, or I don't think he's going to recover his reputation from that. So, but here we are. There are more crises to be expected. But I think the honkers, the U.S. honkers, are about to fly. They're about to start honking, and I think the eagles are going to fly.